Capricorn, are you ready to chase your dreams and conquer the world? Your drive for success is unmatched, but what if this month, your ambition might actually work against you? June is bringing some unexpected cosmic challenges that could turn your well-laid plans upside down. Curious? Well, keep watching, because today, we're diving deep into why your unstoppable ambition might just backfire, and how you can turn things around before it's too late. Welcome to Zen Mind Peaceful Life, your go-to space for astrological insights, self-growth, and mindful living. If you're someone who loves exploring the mysteries of the stars and discovering how they shape your journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with all your fellow Capricorns. You don't want to miss what we're about to uncover. Now, you're known for being ambitious, hardworking, and always on top of your game. But what if this very ambition is leading you down a road that isn't as smooth as you think? June might challenge your plans in ways you didn't expect. Trust me, you don't want to miss these astrological insights, because understanding the cosmic forces at play can completely shift how you approach the next few weeks. So, grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's uncover how to protect your ambition, avoid some tricky pitfalls, and set yourself up for success this June, starting right now. As we dive into the heart of June, Capricorn, you're probably feeling that familiar drive to conquer every challenge that comes your way. You're someone who thrives on hard work, precision, and dedication. But what if this time your ambitions lead you down a different path, one that's full of unexpected obstacles and setbacks? I'm not saying you need to dial down your drive, but let's take a closer look at how the stars might be subtly influencing your actions this month and why it's important to adjust your course. Capricorns, you're ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline and responsibility. It's this very influence that makes you so goal-oriented and focused, often to the point of pushing yourself beyond limits. But in June, Saturn's energy might feel a bit more restrictive than usual. It's almost like you're running on a treadmill. You're working hard, but you're not really going anywhere. Have you ever experienced those moments when no matter how much effort you put in, things just don't seem to move forward? That feeling of hitting a wall? June might amplify this sensation, leaving you questioning your progress and possibly feeling frustrated. But here's the thing, this is a chance for growth. When you encounter these cosmic delays, it's a reminder from the universe to slow down, reassess, and perhaps even adjust your methods. This isn't the time to push harder. It's the time to focus on precision, to fine-tune your goals, and to wait for the right moment. So, instead of rushing, take a step back, breathe, and let the energy of patience guide you through this cosmic challenge. On the flip side, there's a trap that many Capricorns fall into, the tendency to overwork. Your ambition pushes you to do more, achieve more, and take on every task that comes your way. But when you stretch yourself too thin, burnout is never far behind. If you've been feeling drained or even a bit disconnected from your personal life recently, this might be a sign that June is asking you to recalibrate. You might have heard the phrase, "You can't pour from an empty cup," but have you truly internalized its meaning? This month, it's not about doing more, it's about being intentional with your energy. Focus on what truly matters and give yourself permission to rest. Even a small break can restore your mental clarity and give you the fresh perspective you need to tackle your next big goal. So, the next time you feel that nagging voice telling you to work longer hours or take on an extra project, ask yourself, what is truly important right now? Could this moment of rest be exactly what you need to come back even stronger? One of the biggest challenges you might face in June is the influence of Mercury retrograde. If you've ever experienced Mercury retrograde before, you know that it's not exactly a walk in the park. Miscommunications, missed messages, and delays are all part of the package. And as a Capricorn, who prides themselves on being organized and efficient, this retrograde might feel like an obstacle that's purposely out to get you. But don't panic. This is a perfect opportunity to refine your communication and make sure everything is crystal clear. Whether it's a work project, a business deal, or even personal relationships, The key this month is double-checking everything. Read that email twice before hitting send, clarify any points that seem vague, and don't be afraid to ask questions. By taking the time to ensure that everyone is on the same page, you can avoid the chaos that often comes with misunderstandings during Mercury retrograde. And who knows? This extra attention to detail might even help you find a more effective way to communicate, setting you up for smoother interactions once retrograde is over. Now, let's talk about financial decisions. We know that Capricorns love to plan, and you're usually pretty conservative when it comes to money. But in June, there could be a subtle pull to take risks in the financial realm. Maybe you've been eyeing an investment opportunity or thinking about taking on a new venture. But before you make any big moves, remember that Mercury retrograde is still in play, and there's a chance you might not have all the information you need. When you're feeling particularly ambitious, it's easy to let the excitement of a new opportunity cloud your judgment. But if you can take a step back and really evaluate the potential risks, you'll likely come to the conclusion that waiting a little longer is the smartest move. In fact, this period might be a great time to reassess your long-term financial goals and make sure they align with your current path. If something doesn't feel right, it might be better to hold off until the energy shifts. Trust your intuition, Capricorn. It's often your most reliable guide when it comes to making sound financial decisions. And then, there's the emotional side of all this ambition. Capricorns, you often put your career and goals above everything else, sometimes even neglecting your emotional well-being. You might be so focused on achieving that you forget to check in with yourself and your feelings. This month, there could be a little emotional turbulence. You might feel more sensitive than usual, especially in your relationships. This isn't a sign of weakness, though. It's actually an invitation for you to reconnect with your emotional self. Allow yourself to feel what you feel without judgment. This doesn't mean that you have to neglect your goals, but it's a gentle reminder that your emotions matter, too. The people around you are often drawn to your grounded nature. But they also want to see the softer side of you, the side that listens, understands, and shows vulnerability. In June, don't shy away from sharing your emotions. This could lead to stronger connections with the people you care about and, ultimately, help you build a more balanced and fulfilling life. As you navigate through June, Capricorn, remember that while your ambition is one of your greatest strengths, it's also a challenge that you'll need to manage carefully. The stars are aligning to help you slow down, reassess, and approach things from a different angle. The key to thriving this month is not about pushing harder or working longer. It's about finding balance and being intentional with your energy. By taking small steps to reevaluate your goals, adjust your communication, and protect your emotional well-being, you'll emerge from this month stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true path. Keep this in mind as we move forward, because June is just the beginning of a new chapter. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into how to truly harness the power of your ambition and turn these challenges into opportunities for growth. As June unfolds, Capricorn, you may feel a deep pull toward pushing forward with the same intensity and ambition that you're known for. But the stars have something else in store for you this month. There's a subtle cosmic shift that could shake up your drive in ways you didn't see coming. Rather than barreling ahead full force, the universe is gently urging you to take a step back and reevaluate your approach. The challenge this month lies not in working harder, but in knowing when to pause, when to assess, and when to trust the timing of things beyond your control. It's no secret that Capricorn thrives on structure, discipline, and a strong sense of duty. However, with the presence of retrograde planets, particularly Mercury, this month might find you questioning your usual methods of communication. Have you ever sent an email or text only to have it misinterpreted completely? Or perhaps you've had a conversation where things just didn't click the way they normally do? This can be frustrating for you, especially when you take pride in being organized and clear in your communication. However, in June, it's critical to give yourself permission to slow down and double-check every important message you send. It's the kind of attention to detail that will save you from making missteps that could potentially derail your progress. Think of it like this. Imagine you're preparing for a major work presentation. You've rehearsed, you're confident, but just before you step into the room, you pause to double-check the slides. Turns out, one of the graphs was outdated. Catching that moment saved you from a costly mistake. In the same way, June's retrograde asks you to double-check the little things. Small, seemingly insignificant details could easily become big issues if not carefully managed, so don't rush through your communications. Whether at work or with loved ones. Make sure your intentions are clear, and don't hesitate to ask for clarification when you're unsure. This extra step could be exactly what you need to avoid confusion and keep everything running smoothly. Capricorn, you are often the person others turn to for stability, especially in times of crisis. But there's a quiet danger in this sometimes, in your pursuit of achievement and success. You neglect the very thing that keeps you grounded, your own mental and physical well-being. Have you ever pushed yourself to the point of exhaustion, believing that taking a break would slow you down, only to realize later that you were more efficient after a bit of rest? This month, the stars urge you to reflect on the concept of balance. It might seem counterintuitive to pause when you're on the cusp of something big. But trust me, you'll be far more effective if you give yourself space to recharge. Consider it this way: when a phone runs out of battery, it doesn't matter how many apps you open. It won't work. Similarly, your mind and body need a recharge. Taking a day off, saying no to an extra commitment, or even just taking a walk outside can work wonders for your creativity and mental clarity. It's not about stopping, it's about choosing the right moments to rest so that you can come back stronger. If you find yourself feeling depleted, give yourself permission to take that rest. You'll thank yourself when you can approach your projects with renewed energy and a clearer mind. Another aspect that could influence your journey this month is the tension between ambition and emotional connection. Capricorns, you often operate in a space where logic and practicality rule. But your personal relationships can sometimes suffer because of this. In your quest for success, it's easy to overlook the emotional needs of those around you, particularly in romantic or familial relationships. How often do you find yourself absorbed in a work task, only to realize that your partner or loved one is feeling neglected? In June, the universe is nudging you to be more present emotionally, not just physically. Think about it. Imagine you're deep into a major work project, and your partner is trying to talk to you. They're feeling vulnerable, needing your attention, but you're distracted, lost in thoughts of deadlines and deliverables. Later, when everything settles, you realize that you've unintentionally hurt them by not giving them your full attention. This month, take a moment to pause and listen, really listen, when those close to you express their feelings. By doing this, you'll foster deeper, more meaningful connections, which will actually support your long-term success. The drive you have for achievement is admirable, but your emotional life is just as important. Balancing both could not only strengthen your relationships but also bring you a deeper sense of fulfillment. Now, let's talk about something that's often difficult for Capricorns to navigate: letting go of control. You are the master of discipline and precision, which often means you prefer to be in control of every situation. But June presents a challenge, a reminder that sometimes the best thing you can do is let go and trust the process. This doesn't mean giving up or relinquishing your goals, but rather recognizing that certain things are outside of your control. Picture this: you've worked tirelessly to put a project into motion, but despite your efforts, it doesn't seem to be going as planned. The temptation to push even harder might arise. But what if, instead, you took a step back? What if you allowed things to unfold organically, rather than forcing every detail into place? When you release the need to control everything, you open yourself up to new opportunities and insights that you might have missed if you were too focused on the outcome. Sometimes, the most successful moments come when we allow things to evolve naturally, without rigid expectations. This month, don't be afraid to step back and let the universe show you what's possible when you stop trying to micromanage every outcome. by embracing the flow of life. You might just find that the path to success becomes smoother and more rewarding than you ever imagined. Finally, let's talk about timing, something that's essential for Capricorns, but often elusive. In June, it's crucial to recognize that your usual pace might not be the best approach. There will be moments when you feel the urge to rush forward, but doing so could lead to mistakes or missed opportunities. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's a strategic advantage this month. It's tempting to push forward, especially when you feel you've got the right plan in place. But what if the universe is simply asking you to wait for the perfect moment? Imagine you're holding a puzzle piece and trying to force it into place. If you're too eager, you might break the piece or damage the puzzle. But when you wait for the right fit, the puzzle comes together effortlessly. This is the same energy June is bringing to you. Trust that the right opportunity will come when the time is right, and don't rush it. Even if you feel an intense urge to act now, there's power in waiting. By slowing down, you'll gain the clarity and insight you need to make the best decision possible. As the month progresses, Capricorn, remember that the key to your success in June lies not in working harder or faster, but in working smarter and more intentionally. The universe is offering you an opportunity to fine-tune your approach. Reassess your priorities and trust the process. By embracing the cosmic lessons of patience, emotional connection, and thoughtful communication, you'll be able to navigate any challenges that come your way. Keep an open mind, stay grounded, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Your ambition will take you far, but it's the balance and awareness you cultivate along the way that will truly make this journey meaningful. As June unfolds, you might be feeling a familiar surge of ambition, Capricorn. You're known for your relentless drive and disciplined approach to life, always striving for success and self-improvement. But here's the thing, this month, the stars have a different kind of challenge in store for you. Instead of barreling through your goals as you usually do, you might find that the universe is urging you to slow down. Reassess, and take a more mindful approach to the path ahead. Your ambition is powerful, but in June, it's not about how fast you can go, it's about making sure you're moving in the right direction. With clarity and balance. You know that feeling when you're deep into a project, everything's going as planned, and then suddenly, bam! Something throws you off course. This is where the influence of Mercury retrograde comes in. For someone as precise and organized as you, Mercury retrograde can be frustrating. It's like you're trying to run a marathon, but the road keeps getting interrupted with roadblocks. Communications get lost in translation, emails don't get through, and your carefully laid plans suddenly feel off balance. At first, it might seem like everything is going wrong. But what if I told you this is the universe's way of urging you to pay attention to the details? It's not necessarily a sign of failure, it's a reminder to double-check the small things before moving forward. Take the time to ensure clarity in every conversation and to check and recheck your work before finalizing any important decisions. The best advice for you this month is simple: slow down. Instead of rushing through your plans, take a moment to pause and evaluate what's truly important. In doing so, you'll ensure that you avoid costly mistakes and move forward with greater confidence when the energy shifts. If you've ever felt like you're running on empty, like you've been pushing yourself so hard for so long that you're beginning to feel the weight of it all, June is the month to hit the brakes. Capricorns are notorious for working themselves into the ground, often forgetting to take a step back and recharge. But here's the thing, when you neglect your well-being, you're not just harming yourself. You're harming your long-term success, too. When you're exhausted, your clarity suffers, your decision-making abilities decline, and your productivity takes a hit. You might find yourself making mistakes that wouldn't have happened if you were well-rested and grounded. It's easy to feel guilty about taking breaks when you're so used to being on, but consider this: rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Think of it like this: you wouldn't expect a car to run at full speed without refueling or maintaining its engine. Your body and mind need the same care. This month, give yourself permission to rest. Take that weekend getaway, schedule a day of self-care, or even just make time for a simple walk outside to clear your head. These moments of stillness will not only help you recharge but also give you a fresh perspective on your goals, allowing you to approach them with renewed energy and focus. This need for balance extends into your relationships as well. Capricorns are often so focused on their goals that they sometimes forget to nurture the emotional side of their lives. You're driven, ambitious, and hardworking, but those around you, especially your loved ones, also need attention and care. In June, you might find that your relationships are calling for more of your emotional presence. Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation with a friend or partner, only to realize you've been distracted? Thinking about your next big project or the next goal on your list? It's easy to forget how much those little moments of connection mean to others. In June, make a conscious effort to stay present. Not just physically but emotionally, with those you care about. You might be surprised at how much closer you feel to them when you let go of the distractions and truly listen. Relationships are built on trust and communication, and this month, taking the time to show your loved ones that you value them will only strengthen your foundation. It's a simple yet powerful reminder: success is sweeter when shared with others. And when you invest time in nurturing those relationships, you create a deeper sense of fulfillment in both your personal and professional life. In addition to emotional balance, there's something else that might become apparent in June: the need to embrace imperfection. As a Capricorn, you're known for your desire for control and your commitment to doing things right. But let me ask you this: when was the last time you gave yourself permission to fail? It might seem counterintuitive, but sometimes your fear of failure can actually hold you back from taking the risks necessary to grow. In June, the energy of the universe is asking you to release the need for everything to be perfect. Think of it like this: when you're learning a new skill or trying something outside of your comfort zone, you're bound to make mistakes. And that's okay. It's through those mistakes that you learn, grow, and evolve. So, instead of obsessing over every little detail, allow yourself to make room for trial and error. Imagine you're working on a new project, and you're so afraid of making a mistake that you delay starting altogether. The fear of failure holds you back, even though you know deep down that perfection is an illusion. This month, let go of the need to be perfect. By doing so, you'll open yourself up to new experiences, new opportunities, and new ways of thinking that can propel you forward in ways you never expected. There's also the issue of timing. Capricorns are naturally inclined to plan ahead, set goals, and execute them with precision. But sometimes, the best thing you can do is wait. You might feel like you're running out of time or that the clock is ticking, urging you to move forward faster. However, June teaches you that patience and timing are just as important as ambition and action. Imagine you're holding a beautiful, delicate flower in your hands. If you rush to bloom it before its time, you'll only damage it. But when you wait for the right moment, it will blossom into something extraordinary. This is exactly what the universe is asking you to do in June. If there's a project you've been eager to launch or a decision you've been eager to make, consider waiting for the right alignment. The energy is telling you that things will unfold in their own time, and forcing them won't lead to the best outcome. If you can cultivate patience and trust in the timing of the universe, you'll find that the doors will open naturally, without the strain of trying to force them. As you continue through June, Capricorn, remember that this month isn't about pushing yourself harder or moving faster. It's about recalibrating, trusting the process, and allowing yourself the space to slow down when necessary. Your ambition is one of your greatest strengths, but it's also important to recognize when to pause and reassess. By being more mindful in your relationships, embracing imperfection, and learning to trust the timing of the universe, you'll be able to navigate the challenges of this month with greater ease and grace. And in doing so, you'll find that the journey toward your goals is just as fulfilling as the destination itself. So, take a deep breath, slow down, and trust that the universe is guiding you toward exactly what you need, at exactly the right time. The best is yet to come. As June continues, Capricorn, the stars are still aligning to teach you valuable lessons that will shape your path moving forward. In particular, this month holds a powerful reminder about the role that ambition plays in your life. We've already discussed how your drive can sometimes cause tension, and how a balance between ambition and emotional connection is key. But now, let's dive deeper into the nature of your goals and how the universe is challenging you to take a closer look at what truly matters. In fact, the energies this month ask you to rethink the very way you approach success, and to consider letting go of old patterns that might no longer serve you. One of the biggest lessons that June has in store for you revolves around your relationship with control. Capricorns love being in charge. It's in your nature to have a plan, to work diligently, and to see every detail through to completion. But there's a quiet truth that you might not always want to acknowledge, sometimes. Your need for control can actually hinder your progress. When you try to control every detail, the energy around you becomes rigid, and the flow of life can start to feel stifled. This month, the universe invites you to release the need for perfection and to trust that not everything is in your hands. Think about the times you've tried to force an outcome or control a situation to the point of exhaustion, only to find that things didn't go as planned anyway. This could have been a project at work, a relationship, or even an opportunity that you desperately tried to force into alignment. But what if you had stepped back and allowed the natural flow to unfold? In doing so, you might have discovered a more organic and effortless way forward. This June, embrace the concept of letting go. Allow yourself to trust in the process, even if it means releasing the reins just a little bit. When you take the pressure off yourself to micromanage every outcome, you'll likely find that the results are even better than you expected. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes the best thing you can do is allow things to evolve on their own terms. The next challenge June presents is in your approach to relationships, particularly in how your ambition can sometimes overshadow your emotional connections. As a Capricorn, your ambition and focus on success are admirable, but they can sometimes come at a cost to the people around you. You're a natural leader, and people look to you for guidance, stability, and support. However, you might be so wrapped up in your goals that you forget the importance of emotional investment. This month, there's an opportunity for you to strengthen the bonds with those you care about. Have you ever noticed that when you're deep into a project or chasing after a goal, you can become more distant from those closest to you? It's not that you don't care, but your laser focus on achievement can unintentionally lead to neglecting your relationships. Whether it's a partner, family, or friends, the universe is urging you to be more present. Being emotionally available doesn't mean abandoning your ambitions, it means integrating them into a life that's well-rounded and fulfilling. Imagine how much more fulfilling your journey would be if you had the support of your loved ones cheering you on every step of the way. And for that to happen, you need to be there for them too. In June, take the time to reconnect with the people who matter most. Put down your phone, step away from work for a bit, and listen to what they have to say. Simple moments of connection can go a long way in strengthening the foundation of your relationships, which, in turn, can provide the emotional strength and support you need to keep pursuing your goals with even more clarity and energy. Finally, let's talk about timing. As a Capricorn, you have a natural sense of urgency. You're often the first one to start a project, and the last one to leave when everything's been done. Your work ethic is unparalleled, and your dedication to success is something that others admire. But in June, the stars are asking you to reconsider the urgency with which you're approaching your goals. The world moves at a rapid pace, but sometimes, slowing down can actually be the best strategy. We're all familiar with the feeling of rushing to meet a deadline, of constantly trying to keep up with the demands of the world. But this month, you're being asked to take a step back and truly assess the timing of your actions. Instead of pushing for immediate results, allow yourself to pause and wait for the right moment to act. There's power in patience. Sometimes, when you try to force an outcome before the time is right, you miss the signs or overlook details that could ultimately lead to greater success. This month, Instead of making decisions out of fear or urgency, trust that the right opportunity will come when the time is aligned. Consider how often you've rushed into a situation only to find that it didn't pan out the way you expected. Now, think about the moments when you waited patiently and were rewarded with success in ways you couldn't have predicted. In June, let timing be your ally. Trust that the universe will bring the right opportunities your way at just the right time. And when it does, you'll be ready to take action with confidence, knowing that you didn't have to rush to get there. As June draws to a close, Capricorn, you might look back and realize that this month has been one of quiet transformation. The lessons of patience, emotional awareness, and letting go of control are some of the most valuable gifts the universe could offer. By learning to trust the process, embracing imperfections, and focusing on the people around you, you're setting yourself up for even greater success in the future. Success doesn't always come from how hard you push, it often comes from how well you align yourself with the natural rhythms of life. As we wrap up, remember that your ambition is a powerful force, Capricorn, but so is your ability to adapt, grow, and listen to the subtle messages of the universe. The stars are guiding you to a place of greater balance, clarity, and fulfillment. So, take this time to recalibrate, trust the timing of things, and let the process unfold naturally. Your greatest achievements are waiting for you, but sometimes the best way to get there is to slow down, reconnect, and let things come to you at the right time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your fellow Capricorns, and make sure to subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more astrological insights, personal growth tips, and mindfulness practices that can help you navigate the stars with ease. Leave a comment below and let us know how you're embracing the cosmic lessons of June. Until next time, stay peaceful, stay grounded, and trust the process. Your journey is just beginning.